Hey friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for this Project Life video. This is week 38, so stick around. Hello friends, thanks for being here. Happy Monday, question mark. It's Jen with ChappyPlans. I am working on week 38. Here's the goodies I'll be using, trying to bust through my stash. Got some word phrase stickers, labels, puffy stickers, a few really old die cut labels, things that I want to use and get rid of. Going with a blue theme here for continuing documenting September. So I'm going to speed the camera up and continue doing the voiceover while you guys watch me play with all the things. I really truly can't believe that it's week 38. It will be documenting the September the 15th through the 21st. And I kept this very, very simple because right now I'm working on documenting Nora's Halloween stories over the years. So I'm focusing my creative energies there. I like to stay current with project life at all times if possible. So sometimes that means that the photos may be a little less creatively embellished, and that's fine with me. Apologies if I am off camera at any point. I filmed this after quite a rough evening. There's a lot going on at school with girl drama and Nora being involved, and I'll get into that, I'm sure, as I share with you what I'm documenting, because I keep it real and I like to actually share parts, if not all, of my life with you. In fact, I think sometimes I'm an oversharer, but I like to keep it real and let you guys know what's going on, and hopefully some point, someone either identifies or I've definitely had people comment in certain videos and say, oh, we went through something similar when we had a little girl, or, this is a path we've gone down, or whatever. It just is nice. I don't keep too many things very private. I mean, some things, but not too many. So if you're new to my channel, just beware. I keep it real. So, used the September Adventures vellum card to create a title. For a minute there wasn't anything happening because I was looking for a potential card to put behind it like I like to do with the vellum, but I couldn't find anything that I liked, so I just left it plain. And it's fine. This is just a picture of a spot where I decorated for fall in my house, and I moved my tiered tray to this area, which I haven't done in a while, and I like it back in this spot. So I just wrote on this old sticker, it's an old label sticker from Studio Calico that says fall decor is my favorite. Then I put now look around and yes on there. Then working on the middle row, it's 3 3x4 pockets. So I had this September card from last year, and I layered it over the top of a beautifully quoted card, but I didn't think I'd ever really use it. So I really am basically just using it to have some of that light blue background peeking behind the tag. So that's going to stay just like it is, and I'm going to put a puffy heart on it and call that good. There's a photo in the middle of Nora in front of our house with a sign for one of my friends who's running for county executive. So I took a picture and sent it to her to use for her promos and campaign and things like that. So that's that photo taken earlier in the week. And I just put a chipboard that says a beautiful September day. And then on the card that says one little piece of this chapter, I used my Zig Clean Color Dot marker to create bullet points, as I usually do, and talked about how just really work days are most of my new normal, Monday through Wednesday, that I was one-on-one with one of my students again. His name is, he goes by Nicky, that's his nickname. That Tuesday was really brutal. One of our kids went to the bathroom twice and was like playing with it. It was crazy. I know, sorry, that's gross, but it was awful. Wednesday, Matt started having a tickle in his throat that got worse throughout the week. Nora ended up catching about the same thing the Thursday, and I ended up with it by Friday. So, and then just talked about that there was a lot of girl drama at cheer Wednesday night, and Nora had experienced her first really mean girl situation with some girls unfortunately on her team, and she was a mess crying. It was a lot. So that's one of the things that has been going on that I've been kind of pastoring, if you will, parenting, navigating, figuring out with her. So that is always challenging. I take any and all advice regarding girl drama and how to kind of help Nora navigate those situations. And then the bottom row, it's supposed to be 1 3x4 pocket and 1 4x6, but oftentimes I do this where I will add 2 3x4 items onto the back of the 4x6 card that's in the front of it. I know that's a lot of words in a small amount of time, but basically I take two pictures or cards and paste them on the back or tape them on the back of the other card, and they fit just right. And it's a picture of my student Nikki playing with some blocks, and a selfie that one of my best friends took with Nora on Bring Your Kids to School Day. She must have seen Nora in the hallway and she sent me this picture, so I had to include that because I just love it. And I stamped the date. I put the little alarm clock because it was early in the morning. And I just wrote that it was a surprise selfie that she sent me on Take Your Kids to School Day. I'm using this old Studio Calico card that's got a light blue scallop pattern to hold the semicircle die cuts that says this memory, to write about just things going on at work, and this picture of Nikki, who he and I have a really good routine down at this point, and to get his little like reward after his working for was to go and play. So we went down to the guidance counselor's office and we used some Jenga blocks to build. And I just was like, this is so clever that he's doing that. I thought he wanted to play Jenga, but instead he wanted to build with the blocks. So super cute. That is going to wrap up the left side of this spread. Here's everything in real time. And then I'm going to go on to the right. There's not a lot of pictures this week, so I actually really like that. It does look a little naked to me, but sometimes, you know, that's just the way it is. And it's just this routine that we're in right now. So there's this big photo I have of Nora and her friend Fiona, who came home with us on Friday afternoon. So I put loving, okay, and fun on the top with those word phrase stickers, and then use this little sleeping mask, and it says dreaming of this. Just so cute, the two of them hanging out. And I stamped the date and put a puffy heart. And then next to it, I have this old tag, again, from last year's Stories by the Month kit, that says September Stories. I stamped the date and talked about how Nora and Matt both got sick. Matt stayed home from work Friday, and then how I started to feel sick. And then also talked a little bit about how Nora did, like, she wasn't fully sick. It was just like a little cold. But she went into school late Thursday because we let her sleep in since she slept like garbage. And then same thing Friday, we let her take her time in the morning. And she felt well enough to go to school and everything, so we let Fiona come over. She just didn't stay for a sleepover, which was the original plan. But we said, nope, you know, you're not 100%. Sleepover is not a good idea. Sorry. So they did get to hang out, though, all night, and we got some takeout together, which, you know, they love doing. And then in the middle, I have, again, the same, you know, 3x4 pockets to fill. So I've got a double photo on one photo that I made in the Diptyque app of my friend took a couple pictures of me and one of my little sweet boys. You've seen him before if you've watched my channel. His name's Micah, and I've been working with him for like the last few years, and he just is the sweetest kid ever and was up on my lap snuggling while we were listening to a story. So I just wrote snuggles with my sweet Coco, and I put a couple, just a little sticker. It says one day at a time. In the middle, I have a vellum card that says this moment in gold foil, and I just use my alpha stickers. They're really old, from Heidi Swap, by the way, to write out crafty weekend. Well, I abbreviated weekend because I didn't have enough letters. And then just wrote right underneath it, worked on my Halloween album, because I don't have any pictures of that. And then the photo on the right is Nora's teacher, actually, who came to their game Saturday night, because 3 of the students in the class are part of this organization. So there's Nora, her friend Tessa, they both cheer together, and then their friend Gio, who plays football. So he came for the whole game. So of course, you know, how to get a picture to document that. And I put the die cut that says ending the day this way on there, and stamped the date. And then, like I said, there weren't a lot of photos for the week. So the bottom row is just 2 spots where I journaled. One of the cards is from this year's Stories by the Month kit that says the story. And I put, this is how I remember it, part of the journey, and let's do nothing today is the word phrase stickers. And then on this other card that has the blue scribble, it's a Studio Calico card. I spelled out Zelda because Matt and Nora started playing that again together and beat it. So then now they want to get the second game, or one of the other games that there are. There's a bunch. But I spelled that out on the blue tag that was in the kit. It looks kind of random. Like, I don't think it's maybe the best, like, most aesthetic way to use the chipboard, but I kind of just, I didn't have any extra photos and I needed to fill in that little pocket. So I think I made it work. And then on the bigger card, the 4x6 one, I talked about the story, basically of the week, like just, you know, weekdays are a regular hustle, school cheer, trying to balance things in between, how last week was kind of rough with them being sick and then me not feeling great, and all the cheer girl drama, relationship ups and downs, and just how I'm not ready. But I know it started, honestly, not for Nora, but for some of her other classmates. I know the girl drama started a couple years ago, even in third grade. So, I knew it was coming our way, but it's always different when it's your kid, right? So, that's gonna wrap up my week. It went by really quick, and that's kind of the way the season of life is right now, with being at work, coming home, working out, getting dinner ready, making sure Nora gets all her things done that she needs to get done, getting to cheer practice, and then on weekends having games and church. So, it's kind of like nonstop, and that's just the season we're in, and that's why I just don't have a ton of photos right now, but that's okay. I'm not going to show you, as usual, all the writing that I do. I'm just going to fast forward to, the embellishing part. But yeah, let me know how your September has started and what's going on with you guys. And if, like I said earlier, any book recs or, Instagram followers or people that I should follow that have a lot to say about, the pre-teen, tween drama stuff, let me know, because it's new territory-ish for me. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is the close-up of the right side of the spread, and then I will transition over just so you can see everything all together for the week. Like I said, pretty plain, but it's fine. Mission accomplished, got it done. So thanks again for being here. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're not, and I will see you next time. Take care, friends. Remember, you are enough. Bye!